Don't worry, I can see that though. Hmm. Judah, do you have a Twitter? Now where he go? I'm gonna put your camera off, but your mic's on. Is your mic on? Oh, turn your camera off. There we go. My camera's on. Gotta love it. There we go. You hear me? All right, so your camera's off, but your mic's on. I
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Maybe. Possibly.
Yo, man.
Say something again.
Can you hear me?
Nope. I can see it moving now.
All right, hello? Hello? This is ridiculous. Yo, man,
no, I
hello?
hear you now. That's fine. That's perfect. It was me. Alrighty. That's great. Do you have a Twitter?
No. I mean, yes, but I don't know the password to it.
Internet woes, I tell you. Okay. All right, so you see on the side where, on your phone, it'll have like a little chat box. The chat box will show everybody's questions or what they're saying or anything like that, okay?
Cool. So is this, we're going to have our cameras off the whole time?
No, we're not going to have our cameras off the whole time.
Okay.
You're like, because I don't have to prop this thing up. That's perfect. They can hear us, not see us, and now it says that we're live.
What do you want?
Everywhere. Perfect. There we go. Now we're online. And apparently we're playing retro. Fantastic. I'm going to turn my camera on. You can turn yours on too. You see me? You're good?
Yeah, I can see you.
All right, perfect. Waiting on you.
Okay. I was waiting on your instruction.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I was saying turn your camera on with me. Hi, Hosea. Perfect. Hi, Judah.
What up?
I know, look, we've been having tech problems all day, right? Well, I have, and I know with you and Restream and everything, that's been kind of crazy. But this is a new element and environment. Hi, honey. Thank you. I like what you put. I like that. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. A little tired. It's been a long day, but I'm good. I'm well.
But you made some time, and I think I think that that's very dope of you. That's very noble of you, even in your I'm tired. And I felt that. It was like the hardest sigh and exhale for everything. Hi, Apple. Hi, honey. I'm perfect. Let me get And then, of course, emails. Gotta love those. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. So, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself on your journey so far?
What part?
Wherever you want to start, wherever you feel
That's why.
comfortable.
That's kind of wide open.
Why did you name yourself JUDAH1?
I didn't necessarily name myself JUDAH1. I was at the Poetry Lounge downtown, well, not downtown, in Hollywood, and there's a slam there. The players in the slam were Kat, who was a friend of mine, who I drove down there. There was Poetry, the person Poetry, who was HBO Deaf Poet, Tony Award winning poet. He was in the slam. Jay Ivy, who was on Kanye West record and all on the documentary, he was there. Mata Del Valle, who ended up being my slam coach for 2006, my 2006 LA Slam team, she was in the slam. And the room was packed. There was like 300 people there. The energy was live. The poetry was sharp. The poetry was at a very high level. And after the slam, my friend Kat was like, you know what? I forget what I was going by at the time, but my nickname is Squeak. So, Squeak, she was like, yo, Squeak, you should get up. And it's funny, Squeak, and I'm a lion. Anyway, so Squeak, you should get up and, spit. I was like, I don't know if I'm dope enough here, this or that. And she was like, no, you're good enough. And I literally went in the back and I literally prayed because I was afraid. And at the time, I was only reading the Old Testament in the Bible. And anytime Israel went to war, they always sent to try Judah first. Judah is always first. So Judah means praise. It means to praise one. And JUDAH1 means praise one or praise God, but also means Judah goes first. So Judah first. So I'm sending you in first. And that's kind of been a prophetic name all this way through. I've been the first in a lot of things now. So sending Judah first.
What do you think is your favorite first outside of that experience?
Being a dad.
I love that. I love that. And I remember when you had made the announcement and everything, that was such a beautiful experience to be able to journey down with you.
Word up.
Huh?
I said word up.
Look, don't cry. Don't cry. He said, not a tear.
I'm not going to cry.
Not a single tear was shed. Do you have like a favorite social media platform that you're utilizing right now while you're
I use Instagram the most out of all of them. I like Instagram the most. I use the stories the most once I started using them. That's what I use pretty much predominantly. It took over my posting and all that. And it's cool. I like it. I just do it for fun, really, just to kind of spread little jokes throughout my day, or I start my day with a little morning prayer. And it's my favorite one. It's my favorite one to use.
And that, morning prayers are my thing when it comes to you. Those have always, like, you're my minister, my pastor, my just a lot for me. Okay, y'all, like, I'm not gassing. This man has gotten me through some very, very dark days and don't even know it. So those, I would love for you to repost them as reels so other people can enjoy them who aren't necessarily following you. And
I hear that.
I'm just going to speak that onto you. And definitely, I want to see that for you, because I know that I'm not the only person out there who needs to hear that word that God puts on your heart in the morning time and in the evening time. Because sometimes you'll be in the middle of the day and just drop so much knowledge and just wow me. And I'm like, okay, y'all need to hear this. And then I end up sending it out to somebody else. And they're like, okay, so who are you stealing this from? Who are you stealing this from? So yeah, that definitely has been such a blessing to my spirit.
Word up. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I started that, it's called like my little sunrise salutation, or my morning salutation. I was doing that because I was going through some hard times, and I didn't feel like praying. I did not want to pray. And it was still very necessary for me to acknowledge him, for me to acknowledge myself. And for me to acknowledge the things that I was going through. So, that's why it's about, paths being made straight and staying in alignment and getting to it, because I was trying to encourage myself to stay on the path and it's stay in alignment and stick to it. So, yeah, that was kind of the only thing I could come up with. And then, because it just stuck with me, I just started saying it every day. So I pray more now, but at that time I wasn't able to. I didn't feel like talking to him. So I started that one.
Yeah. But I mean, even in your not wanting to talk to him, you talked to him in a way where you spoke to everybody else's spirit too, who was weary. So it was like you have to go through those deserts where you're looking for hydration.
True indeed.
You're sharing it with everybody. So that's who you are. That's always been who you are.
Word up.
Yeah. Yeah. What is your go-to affirmation?
What is my go-to affirmation? Mm-hmm. I read that when you sent it to me, and I was still thinking about it. I was like, damn, what is my go-to affirmation? I don't necessarily have like I say stay in alignment, but that's not my affirmation. I don't have anything like that I verbally say, and that's weird because I verbally say a lot of things. It's more like just an internal, like, I can do this. I can do it. That's my mantra. I can do it. I can figure it out.
When you said that, I got chills because I remember you saying that when you were setting up machine.
Oh yeah. When I said it, I remembered that because
yeah.
That's my thing. I go through some hard projects, you know what I mean? I put risk on them and things like that, or sometimes uncalculated risk. Just shit happens and it's a big deal. So I really just have to remind myself that I can do it, or even ask myself, can I do it? And that has to be the answer. Yeah, I can do it. Yes, I can do it. Otherwise, if I can't say that, it's literally a stop point. You know what I mean? So it's always, yes, I can do that. I can continue. Yes, I can. Yeah. So that's my mantra. I can do it.
Always I can fix that.
Yeah. Definitely. Or at least I can figure it out, or I can do it. Maybe that's the inspector part of me, My brother is like that too, you know what I mean? Like, we'd have something growing up. He's 9 years older than me. So if something broke, we didn't necessarily have a lot of money to fix it. So it's like, let's figure it out. We can fix it. The TV's broke, the radio's broke. Okay, take it apart, put it back together, figure it out. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like that. It's kind of like a guess and check system, but you learn along the way as you guess and check. And when you make it right, it's like, yeah, I did that right. So yeah, I can do that.
And then, of course, I know the piece in the background. That's history right there.
It is.
If you want to tell everybody about the piece, that would be amazing, because
this painting behind me, one of about 15 or 20 originals in my house. This is a Shelley Bruce. This was done I want to say year 8 of Lion Like. We're in year 13 now. This was done on a ladies' night. Matter of fact, all these squiggly lines, these are names. Everyone who was in the building is in the picture. Everyone's name is there. Everyone's energy is there. And that's our symbol. And it was ladies' night, so Shelley threw a lady up. And yeah, on the nights where I have live art, we buy the art. And I keep it, or sometimes I'll give it away as gifts to the ladies of Lion Like, or to friends or whatever. Or now I've just been saving it up and just storing some away for my daughter for like heirlooms and things. I have a lot of originals and I like them.
Yeah, my heirloom is a tattoo.
Okay.
On my shoulder, right there in Machine. So, yeah.
Oh, you got it at Machine?
I did.
Oh, word up. Word. Okay. Yeah, so briefly.
It was small,
and that was heartbreaking too, because My man Kevin, he worked very hard on his tattoo studio upstairs, and someone hated on us. We didn't really. That was my misstep, and looking at codes and things that were necessary to do that. He had all the stuff necessary as a tattoo artist, but there are things in zoning and in codes that I wasn't privy to yet, and so. That cost that brother some of his dream, and I'm sorry for that, because he had to leave his shop. He had to, he built upstairs, and then he had to leave that. But yeah, he did these for me. I got 3 or 4 from him too.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, good guy. Fractured Ink. Much love to Kevin Hall.
Right, right. And I remember my kids learning capoeira in the lobby. In the lobby. So that was always so fun and so innovative, and you could never go there and not learn something new.
Word up. That's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted. I wanted a place where you just feel it. It was in the air, and as my understanding, it was in the air.
It was in there. That was the spirit. That was just whoever has that building now. They've got so many blessings on them, just because
they really don't understand that. I said a lot of prayers there, put some oil there. I walked around that building for a good 4 months before I even called the landlord. I walked around it, I prayed over it, I claimed it, I put oil on it. Yes, they have walked into some blessings. Yes, they have. I bless the doorways.
Do you feel like if the opportunity arised again, you would bring it back?
Yeah. Things a little more difficult now. I got more gears in my machine, being a dad, making sure that I'm able to provide properly. But I have more know-how and everything now, and more funding capability on my own to do it. So now it would just be more like a time and energy thing, 2 things that I don't have too much. I have lots of energy, but not that much time right now. When these positions run out, the poet laureate and being artist activist at Pitzer, I have a little more time. Things didn't really change too much. I still do a lot of projects, so it didn't really change anything. Just put a little more sauce on it. You know what I mean? That's it.
Especially what you do for a living now, that just alone, is that what sparked your career path now?
What I do now?
Construction and
so well, a couple things. My uncles are inspectors for LADBS and things like that. My uncles are contractors. My uncles are ministers. So I grew up, when I would go to my uncle's house, my Uncle Jerry in particular, spend a night or a week or a summer over there. I would wake up with him at 4 a.m., just like you see me do. And when I go to his job sites, and he'd be the man. He was the contractor or the head inspector. So I got to watch all that and this and that, have breakfast, go to sleep, and still be at the job site with him, much like my daughter is with me right now, exactly like it. And then when I got machine, I got to step into that aspect of myself, because I always liked building things, always wanted to build things. But then when I got machine, I had to build it because I didn't have the money to do so. So I had to do it myself. So it allowed me to test a lot of the things that I saw, a lot of things that I learned, and a lot of things that I thought I could do. I proved to myself that I could do. And then my DJ, Cess1, our current DJ, we've had 4, our current DJ, Cess1, he was building a recording studio upstairs. So we're going to have a radio station upstairs, the final days of machine, and everything just kind of fell apart at the end. And he was like, yo, so Judah, what are you going to do now? I was like, well, I'll go back and work in a restaurant, this and that. I used to be a restaurant trainer. And he was like, nah, man, you're still really smart. Your poems are all science and math and shit. He was like, yo, I'm an inspector. We need 1 guy right now. We need some guys, but I know we need 1. And I think I can get you in here. Take the test. My daughter was 2 months to be born. I didn't have that much money. I was kind of nervous. So I was like, nah, I can't afford to do, I can't afford to that right now. And then when she was born, I was like, no, I gotta step on this fucking pedal right now. I gotta do it. And paid for the money, took the test. I started when she was a month old. I started on my 30th birthday, and it's been 8 years. It's been a good run. The longest job I've ever had. It's actually now it's now my career, and I've excelled at it, and I give thanks for it.
And that's the thing that I will say is like, what words of encouragement do you have for single fathers out there that
Oh,
that are in that part of their journey where you were in the beginning?
um, well, shit. Well, because it didn't work out with my daughter's mom and I, so that was rough on me. Like, I didn't think I would go through something like that.
Yeah.
Not that I'm immune to it. I just didn't think I'd be that statistic. So that was really rough for me.
I know that.
So it's really just it's about really forgiving yourself and giving yourself that grace, that mercy as well. And then knowing that your dreams aren't over, but you have to step on every fucking step. You have to raise every level that you can to be the best dad that you can be. I put down my art gallery. I put down my scholarship. I wasn't making enough money. I knew that. I was like, yo, I need to step this shit up right now. There needs to be no lack. I'm having a little girl. There cannot be a day where she says, Daddy, I want this. And I'm like, oh, I can't get it. Or, you're hungry and let's just wait. That's unacceptable to me. So that was my move. That was my move. So I would say to you guys that are going through something similar to make the best, wisest move. Not just the one that's comfortable for you. Make the one that's going to make your family comfortable. And it's about your family. It's about your daughter, your kids. Make the moves that are going to make your kids comfortable. Not just yourself, but for them. And move selfishly for them. That's what I would say.
Part of you. That selfishness is not just I gotta stop what I want to say that you guys have it a lot harder than a single mother would. Just a lot harder. I'm gonna say it like that because we have a lot more flexibility when it comes to being a single mother than when it comes to being a single father. There are certain things that are kind of expected of you as father, And
I think there's things expected of y'all as mothers. Quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Quite a bit.
There's a lot more accessible to us when it comes to funding
to
help us get
absolutely
on, or help us understand what direction we're going, or you know what I mean? Like we have more available to us because we're mothers, not because we're it's just a single parent. And that's definitely something, like being able to look at that. And I do have to commend anybody out there who is still pushing through to try and what's the word I'm looking for? Be nice to the other parent. Be nice.
Be nice to each other. That's a good thing. Nice. Yeah, be nice to each other. Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah,
that's hard.
It's
hard. Especially if you're in a long-term relationship with the person. So that's definitely hard. Thomas said, Judah, we appreciate you for who you are and what you represent.
Oh, thank you, Jean. Appreciate it. I appreciate being able to represent in the ways that I am. I'm trying to do it as honestly to myself and to the culture and to my family as possible. And as honorably.
Do you have your favorite self-care tip that you want to share?
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep and eat. Those are my self-care tips. I can really run myself ragged. I burn this candle at both ends. So go to sleep, eat, Um, self-care tips for me: shave. Make sure that I feel good when I'm groomed. I feel good when my house is clean. I can think when my house is clean. When my house is scattered, I can't really think. Really, my thoughts are scattered. So I like order. So those are my self-care things. Is I clean my house. I put everything in order. I organize things. In the middle of that, I'll start creating right away. Right away. So that's my process. Yeah, that's some of my self-care tips. Clean up and eat regularly. Don't eat shit. You know what I mean? Eat right. Eat clean. I eat fresh every day. I cook every day. So I eat fresh every day. So eat fresh every day. And, you know, drink water.
And plenty of it, and tea, right? And what kind of tea do you have in your cup right now?
Oh, I'm not drinking tea. I'm drinking coffee.
You're drinking coffee at
Yeah.
2 p.m.
I drink coffee all times. I,
I mean, tea has just as much caffeine. We just
I
don't
drink coffee all times.
don't
I can go to sleep after this. It's not going to keep me up. It's just something warm to drink.
just something more. It's not going to keep you up. Oh my god.
No, I go to sleep.
Um. Oh man. It says, why did you start sharing your recipes? And I know you were probably like, recipes.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, I was like, all right, that's what she just sends everyone.
That's I no. But I wanted to change it. I was putting like parentheses and stuff, but I was really trying to send it out. But why did you start really sharing just the things that make up who you are? And you already said like, oh, I wasn't praying, so I had to figure out how I was gonna get that out there. But like, what made you start sharing just your poetry as a whole?
My poetry as a whole. Well, two different things. I started writing when I was 7. The reason I was writing when I was 7, my mom was in the hospital for like 3 or 4 days. She had a procedure, and I was at school. Teacher saw I was sad, so they gave me a blank book, and I made her a book. Poems, prose, songs, um, pictures. Ran and Stampy was on the cover. I was drawing all kinds of stuff, Earthworm Jim, all kinds of shit. And so that purpose was to make her feel better. Um, I started writing again as a teenager. And then around about 14, I started writing like little rhymes. 15, I started writing like more spiritual stuff as I started getting more spiritual and getting more of a spiritual understanding. 16, my best friend died. He committed suicide. And then I started writing then I started more so writing what I was feeling. You know what I mean? Then it started more so became like a therapy for me. While I started sharing poetry about 17, 18, was really then some more to encourage other people. And then really it was more so just sharing my processes and things that I was learning at that time. And I was also traveling with my pastor a lot. So I was writing things specifically then for church and specifically to encourage people or specifically to admonish the church. I was like a whip. Wow. The same poems I give out, I used to do in the church, like boom, and they're hard. And I wasn't the, hallelujah church, you guys are doing well. I was like, no, y'all are messing up. Boom, 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 boom. That's me. And so
Yes, that's true.
that's me. That's my nature. Yeah.
A disciplinarian father spirit early.
Yeah, I was a shepherd's rod. So and yeah, it was the father thing early. My mom, since I was 18, my mom gave me Father's Day cards. She was like, you're a father in the community. Since I was 18, she gave me Father's Day cards. You're a father in the community. You got a lot of spiritual kids out now. You're a father. Happy Father's Day. So that's 20 years of that, but way before I had a daughter. But yeah, so I started sharing poetry to encourage more so. And then now, so it's, why do I share now? Well, no, it was why did I start? And I covered that. I covered that in 3 phases.
You did. Hmm. So why did you start sharing? And that's why. And it's like, but why do you do it now?
Uh, because I'm still dope. Shit, because I'm dope.
And Badu
Um,
said you dope.
no, I think at this point, I've done all the things that I wanted to do as an artist on the real.
Mhm.
So it's really just I would like to impart that gift onto others. I've always had a teacher spirit, so I teach in prisons, I teach in schools, I teach like I've always had that spirit as well. So it's really just I want to be able to teach and help others process what they're going through, even if they're not going to share it. Help you process it for yourself. That's important.
I say that all the time. Between Lion Like and a Mighty Dim Lights, that's what raised me at this point. And that was my therapy. And y'all helped me get through some stuff. Some stuff. And I could remember the first time I met you. I could remember the first time I heard you speak. And I was like, I gotta follow this man. I gotta follow this woman. I gotta follow, like, everybody that was there just had that. There was something about them. Something that just kept us all entangled, you know? So when you feel like you need a mental health check-in, what do you do?
Um, I call my friends. I call my friends because I'm real with my friends, and my friends allow me to be real. So I call my friends, even if we haven't talked in a long time, because I call my friends, and they're my counsel. Like they know they're my counsel. I'm not calling about bullshit. We don't talk about bullshit. I call counsel. So when I need a mental health check-in, I call one of my boys. I call a fella. I have a fellowship, and we get real. I get real about what's going on with me. Flaw, pro, con, situation, and I listen. That's my mental health check-in, and I go to sleep. And I take showers. I wash my hair.
Do you I noticed you've been growing it out more
Yeah,
lately.
again, yeah.
Yeah. So what's the goal with your hair, with your look, or why did you make that decision? Like what
Oh, I just like my locks. This is like my 5th or 6th set. I like growing my hair. Me and my daughter were talking about it the other day. I write. I feel like I write more when I have hair. Um, there's I don't like talking like this no more, but there's a frequency in the air, yo. Um, there's a frequency in the air. You know that in the air, and that's because you're laughing. That's why I don't like talking like this no more. There's a
No,
frequency in the air, B, and like
it's you
when you when
saying
you
that you don't like talking like
when you
this.
breathe, let me. When you breathe, you're pulling it in. When you breathe, you're pulling it in from all angles. But
Mhm.
also, like my hair is able to like feel shit, not just the air, not just the wind. Like it feels what's in the air. Like I'm picking up extra shit, and it helps me write. And I feel like I'm physically stronger as well when I
But
have
that's
hair on
why
my
you
head.
have your crown. You're
Yeah,
wearing your crown. There's a point and a purpose. And I'm gonna apologize, but not apologize because this is a black thing. And it's very, very much a black thing. Your tresses are exactly Okami. They're your antennae.
yeah,
That's exactly what it is you're honing in on what you want to speak and what needs to be delivered through you.
yeah. And
And
in
that's
Native American culture too, your hair is it's an extension of your nervous system.
Mhm.
So, that's why they don't cut their joint. Um, but yeah, kind of thing. It's like an extension. It's just an extension, and I feel more. And like I said, I feel stronger, and that's not a feeling. That's like a fact. That's a physical. I'm stronger when I have hair on my head. I'm physically stronger. I don't understand that part, but I'm a lot stronger.
I mean, it
Hmm.
could be the protection. It could be the
Something,
covering.
So yeah,
So
that's what's up with my hair.
I'm with it. You saying you don't like talking like that? Talk like that. Talk your shit. That's who you are.
All right.
So look, stop stunting it. um, how many books are you at now?
2 books, published, self-published. I'm working on a children's book, and then a third book I want to release both during my time as laureate, so I need to hurry up. Also, I guess technically would be another book of mine is the 20-year anniversary, 20-year anthology, Pomona anthology poem that has been collected. Collected that last year and just sat down with a couple interns from Pitzer College to really sit down and organize the work and edit it and try to get that out too. Hopefully by summer or end of summer, if not anything else.
And you definitely have been moving. Like you have things kind of planned out. When certain things fall into your lap, how do you navigate that? I mean, I know you pray over it, obviously. But how do you know when to pull the trigger on certain things?
Um, when I can see that it fits, you know what I mean? Like everything is still a machine for me. So machine, and it has to be because I do a lot of shit. So it's gears. You know what I mean? It's gears. So I try to see if it where it fits and if it can work out with the other things that I got going on. If it can't work out with the other things that I got going on, I put it aside. That's it. I just put it aside. And if it can later, then it can later when I have 2 of these other gears or they have a time limit on them. They'll expire. When they expire, then I can put it in place. Or now they can work together and all these things can work together. Normally what I do is it's very few things on a back burner. It's like they're on a timer. You know what I mean? It's these gears over here are working. They're working and working. Some are going fast, some are going slow, and some aren't moving yet just because the system hasn't moved over there yet. But they're already in place. It's just I'm staying in alignment until I get there. It's there. I'm staying in alignment until I get there. Things fall in my lap because they're in the line. They're in the way. It's in the way. So just stay in the way. I stay in the way. I stay in the way.
That's it. That's always how you function. That's your motion.
That's it. I stay in the way.
So Thomas says, what is your end goal? When the history book talks about his best accomplishments, i.e. you, what will it say?
That's up to y'all. That's up to y'all, man. That's up to y'all. I'm just trying to leave a good name for my daughter, an inheritance for her. I would like something that is lasting. But that doesn't matter, man. I am a finite being. So really what matters is what's left from my child. That's what matters. What's left from my child. Period. What's left from my child? Will these books give her access? Will these positions give her access? Will these things allow her to do things? Will these things allow her to not be hungry, not go couch surfing? Will they allow her to chase her dreams courageously? That's what I'm doing this shit for. That's what I want. I have a child, so I'm doing this shit so she can have an easy life. I'm doing this shit so she can have access.
I love that.
I want them to say, Judah was a good dad. I want them to say, Judah was a good dad in the community. He was a good dad for the community.
He was a father figure always.
That's it.
Always. David said Samson hair.
Samson hair, yeah.
Mm-hmm. David Romero.
Okay, Romero.
Yeah.
When I first started, my first couple sets of locks were part of the Nazarite vow, which is Numbers chapter 6 in the Old Testament, which is the vow that Samson was to take when he was a child. It's a dietary law It's a lot. It's a lot to it. You can't go to funerals and a lot. So unless you
Mhm.
go a lifelong Nazarite, then you can go to funerals. So my first couple sets of locks, I had family friends die and people I grew up with die, and I couldn't go to their funerals. Um, it's a real thing. So and the
Mm.
one that I did go to, I went to a funeral and I had to cut my hair. Couldn't take it out, so I had to cut my hair in the car. So that's that shit. So yeah, this isn't Numbers chapter 6 anymore or any kind of vow. This is just me living. But Dave Romero, what's up, Dave?
And the hope is to do an interview with David too, because like I said, you guys have really just um, left such an impact on my life, because I'm still able to talk about both of you and of a lot of Pomona to my kids, even
Word up.
just their first visit as teenagers is next week. We haven't been in Pomona in a long time.
Word up.
So I'm really, really excited to have like the mother children date. And normally it'll be just like me and my son and then me and my daughter, but we're going to do just us and walk, like park it and walk, park it and walk.
Are you gonna go to the art walk?
I am.
Okay. You should come by our building, the African American Advisory Alliance, Pomona
Okay.
Forays. It's
Okay.
right across the street from Machine. It's the big
Okay.
building. It's the big building right in the middle
Right in the middle of where the parking lot was.
where the parking lot was. Yeah,
Okay.
the blue mural on it. That's our building.
Okay. Well, then you let me know
Mm-hmm.
when you're there.
Be there on Saturday, six
Okay.
o'clock.
This Saturday? All right. Well, then I'll be there. 6
Cool.
p.m.?
6.
6 p.m.
6.
That's where we'll be. That's where we'll be. So, can I film there?
Yeah.
Is the reception good? He said,
Yeah.
I don't know.
My phone
And
works.
Edwards is in the house. But that's where we'll be. Everybody in the stream on Saturday. So, um, ooh, what is your favorite audio visual that you've created? So,
I don't do too many. I wish I made more videos. There's some really fire content being worked on right now by the Pitzer College. They're making an actual like a profile documentary on me, which is going to be really dope. It's actually really dope. So that's my favorite one. I've seen a lot of shit on it that hasn't been seen or captured before. Um,
really?
yeah, it's in depth. My favorite audio visual that I've done, I haven't like really made like any like produced videos or nothing. Like so I don't really have like a favorite video I've done. Story the machine Pomona story as the story to tell as when I was telling about how Machine started, and that was like a little small profile doc on how Machine started. So yeah, that's my favorite one.
Okay. Okay. Can we find that anywhere?
Yeah, it's called Story to Tell, feature JUDAH1. Fuck a job, chase dreams. You can look at it like that.
YouTube, right?
Fuck a job, chase dreams, JUDAH1. That should come up. That was a dope one.
Good job, Chase James. I love that. And you came up with that title. That's all
No,
you.
I didn't. I
You
didn't. I did
did?
not. That was the name of the series, and it ended up being just the one part. They never did anymore. But they were supposed to follow different artists and entrepreneurs who, you know, and or left work and chased their dream or whatever. So yeah.
Man, that I mean it applies though. Do you plan on doing any more YouTube videos?
Yeah. Actually, we were supposed to shoot some today, the Pittsburgh students and I, but we had a little technical miscommunications, and that's cool because it afforded me to take a nap that I needed.
You did need that nap. You
I
did
did.
need.
I really did. I really did. I was dragging.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And I was what I was saying earlier. I was like, okay, he's not responding. I don't know. He's probably asleep. Okay, I'm
Sleep.
gonna just chill, because I know him.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, who gave you the most inspiration in the
Who
past?
gave me the most inspiration? Um, my daughter. My daughter. Because like I said, I was going through a hard time with all of that. I wasn't doing poetry. I didn't do poetry for like 2 or 3, almost 2 years. I hadn't said a poem anywhere.
Mm.
I kind of like gave up on my gift. I kind of like gave up. You know what I mean? Outside of just working, I kind of just gave up. And yeah, my daughter inspired me because I had to strive for her. And when I started doing poetry again and making stuff like and bringing her with me, um, just seeing her be proud of me, that inspired the hell out of me. Just seeing her be proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
I want her. I like her going to school and bragging about me. I wanted to do that.
I love it. Like,
I wanted to do that. I wanted that. I wanted that. I like that shit. She goes and brags about me and tells everybody about the weekend and things that we did and oh, my dad is this and that. That shit means a lot to me because it means a lot to her. She ain't got to go to school and be silent about her dad or oh, my dad's just this or I don't see him or no. You're always with your dad. You're always with me. If I go to the radio station, you're with me. If I got a show, you're with me. If I'm at the art gallery, you're with me. I want you to see this shit. I just had a test on Saturday, an exam with LA Department of Building and Safety. When I passed it, she was right here. Who's that, David? This is my apprentice. You know what I mean? I love that shit. I love it. I want her to see it. I want her to brag about it. I want her to know.
I love it. I love it. And she's going to remember all of that.
Absolutely.
About it is like the smell, the air, how you
Mm-hmm.
reacted, if you were sweaty or not, like just all the little details of those experiences with you. She's going to remember them for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And just be like, my dad is amazing.
That's what I would like. That's what I like. My mom's dad died when she was very young. So like she has like no memory of her dad. And I think that's whack too. I'm like, that's whack. So yeah, I want her to have plenty to pull from. And even when she's just walking around not thinking about dad, people are like, hey, aren't you Judah's daughter? You know what Judah did for me? Blah 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 blah. You know what Judah did? Blah 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 blah. And fill her up. Fill her up constantly.
About it and want to hear about it.
Fill her up constantly.
I love it. I love it.
To the glory of God, yo.
Do you have what's the last book you read?
LA Building Code. LA City Building Code. Yeah.
Workbook.
Yes. 3,000 pages, volume 1, volume 2 in the abridged. Yes. That's what I've been reading the last 3 months.
Did you make that day?
Say again?
I said, how many flashcards did you make that day?
No flashcards. It's an open book exam, but because it's so many pages and so much, like flashcards aren't really going to help. You need to know where the things are in the book, exactly where they are. Not just know what it is, because I knew what they were, but you have to know where they are because they ask you where it is. So it's not just head knowledge. You got to locate it as well. It's very, very exact. Very exact. We're inspectors.
Basically show your work when you turn in your documentation too, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of muscle memory, trying to flip through those books and remember all that.
Yeah, and on top of that, doing poems throughout studying and having shows throughout studying and summits throughout studying and being a dad and quite a bit of multi-leveling, you know what I mean? Having meetings. I'm the art director for the Alliance, so having meetings with them. I'm the poet laureate, having meetings with the library and having meetings with the city. And then I am the artist residence at Pitzer, so setting up the first art art film poetry festival at Pitzer in April, and having meetings with Pitzer and teaching classes and workshops and shit. It's constant. It is constant. I
Where do
give
you
thanks for it because it could be nothing. And if it's nothing, then I'm not moving.
Huh?
I said I give thanks for it though because it's constant. You know, an object in motion tends to stay in motion.
Where do you find time for your romantic life? Where do you find time for your you time? Where do you find like time, just the additional time that you need for other people?
They're going to be in the way. They're going to be in the way. Anything out here in the way. If they're out here, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to see you. There is no time. It needs to be aligned. It has to be aligned. I don't have time like that. It has to be aligned. That's how. With alignment.
Yeah.
With alignment.
Yeah.
Can't be right or left. But everything's not perfect like that. But that's in alignment. And I have time. Like I'm very good at all the stuff that I'm doing. I'm still very good at time management. Like I've been at home since 2:00 by myself. So that's plenty of time for everything that I would like to do,
right,
or could do romantically. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't have my daughter tonight, so that's even more time. You know what I mean? so I have time. It's more of a it's
no time because of all of the things that you are doing, but there really is time.
There's always time. There's always time. There's always time. And if it's aligned, then I want it. If it's aligned, then I want it. There's time for things that you want to do.
Right.
And if it's aligned, I want to do it. If it's not in alignment, I don't want to do it.
Facts. I like that so much.
It
makes so much sense. David said, what's one of your favorite performances you've done in your career as a poet? What are some of the best performances that you've seen live? And were you able to incorporate anything from them into your own performances? And while you're thinking of that, I will shamelessly plug next week's open mic where you are featuring. So David and anybody else who wants to come participate and show up and show out. Same area, same time, same grind, that kind of thing, on Thursday night. And I'm so excited because I've been bragging about you like you're my dad.
It's funny. Funny.
The first
all right,
one
so Dave's question. I'll first answer the best performances I've ever seen. 13th of Nazareth and his wife, Nikki Jakarta, came to a Mike and Dim Lights in 2003 or 4, and I will never forget it ever in my life. He's my favorite poet ever. She is now the poet laureate of somewhere out there in Virginia. Somewhere out there, I forget the city, so forgive me now, Nikki Jakarta, but now she's the poet laureate. We're both poet laureates at the same time. That was the most incredible feature I've ever seen, 13th of Nazareth, and I will forever be a fan of his. Talam Acey blows my mind every time. Javon Johnson has really blew my damn socks off. No, yes. I was just thinking about her again this week. The Queen, Aisha Wise. Every time I see her at the Poetry Lounge, my whole body responds. That shit is so electric. Something about the way where she brings her shit from is so powerful. It's so powerful. She's one of the illest right now. Now, one of my favorite performances. Fuck. I've had some real good ones. Maybe Cal Poly San Luis Obispo 3 or 4 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. I tore that shit down. That's all I can say. I tore it down.
But was it recorded? Did you get it in 4K?
No, most of my stuff is not recorded. Like that's the thing. Like most of it's not, but I tore that joint down completely. I have fun too, so it's not like just poem, poem, poem. Like I'm funny, so like it's poem, jokes, poem, story, cry, poem, story, laugh, cry, poem, some more, story, lesson. You know what I mean? So I have some good ones, but that was a real good one. Like they flow good. Hmm. Do I incorporate anything into my own performances? I try not to. One thing I did incorporate was propaganda, the poet propaganda, also from Pomona, the P. When I was starting early on, before I was going to Dim Lights, we both went to this Bible study in Ontario that they used to have at the Marriott or the Sheridan, somewhere by the airport. And he used to go and spit poems there. And I was the Christian poet at the time. So I was like, no, you can't be the Christian poet. I'm the Christian poet. And he was extra live and really dope. But the way he moves in his poetry, I incorporated that. He moves a lot on one foot, a lot of balancing. I incorporated that a lot in my early times. Not so much anymore. There was a lot of movement, a little too much movement, a little dancing and shit up there. But still, it makes people listen differently.
Right.
So yeah, that's one thing I did incorporate, some of propaganda's movements.
Right. And then your delivery is always so powerful when it comes to things that pull on the heartstring a lot. Oof. Dang. David made me cry one time. So David made me cry.
David Romero?
Huh?
David Romero?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, he was talking about his family in a poem. And at the time, my mom was in the hospital and she was in a coma. And she was in a coma for 6 weeks. And it was like I think it was like 2 days before she came out. And David went, and we were at a mic and dim lights. Okay? We were at a mic and dim lights. And I could tell you what I had on. I had a black leather jacket on, and my hair was really, really big. And I had on these jeans, and the jeans had ripped on the inside of my thigh, and I was so pissed off. And you were like, nobody's seeing that. It's dark out here. Nobody's seeing that. It's dark out here. Stop worrying about that. Like, just go inside. I remember that. I just wanted to get away, and that was it. That was life for me. You guys. Yeah. Not gonna cry. I did my makeup. But man, do you have any surprises coming up?
April 22nd and 23rd, the first ever Storytellers Poetry, Art, and Film Fest at Pitzer College. April 24th, the day after that finishes, the Pan-African Film Fest I'll be at. April 9th, 18th and 19th. So right before that same week, I'll be in North Carolina at the Blumenthal Museum. I'm part of a collective called the Black Laureates. There's like 35 of us across the nation right now. We're all in a group. We're all connected. We're actually in process of making our own anthology as well right now. So that's a surprise. So there'll be a Black Poet Laureate anthology coming out, but also on the 19th, we're all going to the Blumenthal Museum at Invite for an event called the Night of Tell It, Let the Laureate, let the Laureate tell it. And I think it's going to be like 20 of us out there. So that's a historic event. There's never been that many laureates in one place. Black laureates as well. Many inaugural laureates, first time ever laureates, and just many first Black laureates in their counties, cities, communities. So it's a really historic event.
Right?
Excuse me?
I said all of that's getting documented, right?
Yeah, that's all that's going to be documented. Yeah.
Can we watch this live anywhere, or
I don't know if you can watch that live. I'm not sure. What else? I got another album coming out. That's going to be a surprise. Going to do a time EP. It's going to be a three track record just based on time. I have some stuff, some poems based on time, time travel, and bending time and time shit. Um, it's all surprises I can think of.
Man. Okay, so all of what you've listed, are these posted on anything other than your calendar? I mean, they're in your head and you have such a good memory, and I'm kind of jealous because I'll be
They're
like,
all
let me
being
go
they're
look
all
at my
being
calendar because I don't know.
they're all being finalized right now. The Blooming Hall thing in North Carolina, that's up, but that's all the way in North Carolina. Um, the Storytellers Art and Film Fest is still being finalized right now, so I can't tell you anything about it yet. But it's happening on April 22nd, 23rd, and it's open to the public. And it's an art and film poetry fest and a poetry slam. That's what's happening. And no, that's not going to be streamed live. You need to come. Um,
I'm gonna have
the
to come with my film crew, i.e., my two kids.
There you go. The Pomona, I mean, not the Pomona, the Pan African Film Fest. There's going to be an in-person event. I don't think you can see it live anywhere. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But that's in LA somewhere. Oh yeah, this is a surprise. This year's fair, the LA County Fair at the Pomona Fairplex, May 5th through May 30th. Lion Like will be programming 12 days of poetry every day, every hour at the fair. So we have our own stage at the fair this year.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're inviting several different venues to come, different panels. Lots of things are happening, culture events. I'm inviting some schools, some BSUs, some indigenous students. So yeah, Lion Like has her own stage for 12 days, and I am programming that shit right now, along with an art festival. So yeah, that's another thing that I forgot about. Yeah, we have the fair this year. So
All
that's
right.
a surprise.
That's definitely a surprise.
Yeah, so if you come to the fair this year, any day, it's only Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays this year, just the weekends. And yeah, Lion Like will be there every day. We're at the Millard Sheets Art Center on the patio. That's our stage, and there'll be something out there.
That's a really good area to be.
Yep.
That patio has probably some of the best acoustic. Just ooh.
Yeah, we'll see
Okay.
how it works out though with all the screaming and other stuff going on outside of that. But
It
you know,
should be good though. That should
the
be
walls are
great
pretty
right there.
the walls are pretty high and everything. It'd be cool. And yeah, so far we're sponsored. That was one sponsored by Fairplex itself, in Lion Like, but also in collaboration with the arts area and Chaffey College is one of our sponsors on that.
Okay, I like that. I love that you're doing so much for the community and then to turn around and say your father. How do you feel about the day your daughter is like, Dad, I want to do a piece with you?
I feel good about it, I guess. I feel fine about it.
Love
Hasn't
it.
happened yet. Hasn't happened yet. Um, but
She's
I
gonna
think
wake
that'll
up
be
one
dope.
morning. I want to do something with you.
No, that'll be fine. She already wants to. I let her introduce me several times, and now every time she comes, Dad, can I do it? Can I do the introduction? And so I like letting her do that. And yeah, she wants to get up and share. She actually has a speech competition at school. It's just some scriptures, Colossians 1 through 4. But she remembered and she's proud of it. So probably at my next show, she's probably going to do her scriptures. She's going to do her speech. She wants to do that. So that'll be her first start. And that's cool. That was my start too. Get up and do some scriptures. Mm-hmm.
That I
Yep.
love that. And that's such a beautiful foundation for her to have.
Mm-hmm.
And then have you incorporated with it, and to know that that's tagged to it is not just having my physical father, but having my spiritual father there too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that's just candy coated in love right there. I love that. I love that. Um, who inspires you in the present day?
Who
Besides
inspires me in the present day? Um, I mean, we've answered that like 3 or 4 times.
I mean, besides your
Yeah.
daughter, right now,
My,
you're
no.
like 3 or 4 times. I got plenty of people on that list.
Yeah. Who inspires me right now? I'm kind of in a bubble, so like I kind of don't see a lot of other things going on. Even though like I'm on social media, I just post. I'm not really looking around. I just post and get out.
Hmm.
Um, who inspires me right now, man? Nas. Nas is inspiring me right now. Hit Boy is inspiring me right now. Killer Priest is always inspiring me. That's it.
Okay. Okay. What's the last album you listened to?
Magic, Nas, the last full album.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a new artist that you're interested in?
No,
Your bubble is very, very small.
I'm telling
You're
you,
like,
man. Look, okay, look.
I don't
So,
know, no,
okay, so look,
not me.
look, 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 look.
But I get
I
it.
am not. I am not a pop culture person ever.
Mhm. Mhm.
All through my 20s, I lived alone. I had a TV. I did not turn it on unless I'm playing PlayStation. I don't want to see the news. I have a radio. I turn it on when I want to know the morning what's going on. That's it. Otherwise, I'm listening to hip hop or instrumentals, shit that I already know. There are no new voices. There are no new opinions. There's no pop culture around me. It's just I'm in a bubble. Like that's my shit. My friends have always called me Papa Judah or an old man for a reason. I'm not in pop culture. I don't know new artists. I was at Adrian's house. Adrian, the one who has Rush to Bomb, right? So she was having a house thing 8 9 years ago. Yes, 8 years ago, right before my daughter was born. Usher came on, right? It was an Usher song on the thing, and I was like, "Oh, this is dope." New song, blah blah. They're like, "Judah, this is 10 years old." Okay, okay. I don't know. I don't know.
Judah.
I'm not. I'm not.
Judah.
I'm not in pop
New
culture.
song?
The only things that I know that's new are the Marvel movies. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair. You're off the hook. That's fair. That's fair.
That's it. I'm not. Yeah. I like my voice and all my opinions and everything to be my own. So to do that, you have to cut shit out.
Mm. That's perspective, though.
I can't be listening to everybody else all the time. I can't listen. It's just noise all the time. Noise and opinions. Noise, opinions, and most of all, propaganda. I don't want to listen to that shit. When I look at the news, I don't want the propaganda. I just want to see the news and then I can form an opinion. Now I have a poem. That's not propaganda. That's not someone else's points. It's points that I want to make. It's things that I've seen. I didn't even hear the other points. I didn't even hear the shit. It's not important because it's always skewed. It's always a bias. I'm not pop. I will not be pop culture. You will not find any pop culture poems coming out of my mouth.
Mm. My dog.
And my phone's at 6%. It's going to die.
Well,
How
that
much
means
longer we got?
look at timeout. Ooh, what's the newest thing you found that you love about yourself?
That I keep exhaling. Like all of the little jobs I've had, that I don't end up ever being like the manager and stuff, but I'm always end up being like the trainer or like the number one, the head one. I like that. It's now happened in these. It's not just like in little retail jobs now. I'm now the poet laureate of the city. I'm now one of the top inspectors in my area for LADBS. Like that shit is major. That's a major crown. Both of them major crowns. It's not minor things. So yeah, that's that shit that I'm stepping into major things, manifesting major things. That's the thing that I like learning about myself. And that at each level, I trust in the Lord. I really like that about myself. I really like that about myself. I don't waver. I move on that. And these doors keep opening and people don't believe that it's the Lord, but it is. And that's it.
I love that.
Next, because I got now 5%.
5%. Look, we already know what your pet peeves are. Propaganda. Boom. Out the way. Out the way. That's, new things, but new things that don't correlate with who you are or what your thought process is.
I don't know what that even means.
So, is it in alignment for you? New things, the newest, greatest.
I don't have things that aren't in alignment. I don't do them. That's it. Next.
All right. We'll leave it. This will be the last one. So, what's one thing that you didn't know that you needed? Give some people some free game.
What's one thing I didn't know I needed?
Right now. Not 8 years ago.
I don't got an answer for that. Something I didn't know I needed. I don't got an answer for that one.
You don't have an answer?
No.
Okay. Well, what's some free game you can give someone who is aspiring to be where you are right now?
Oh, you can't be where I'm at. I'm the first. I am the one. There will never be another one. You can't be where I'm at, ever. Can't do it, son. Can't do this.
All right, you're going to make it go down to 3%, slapping the table like that.
You cannot do this shit. I am the Highlander. Yo. No, stay in alignment, man. Set your dreams, set your intentions. Make a plan. Stay in alignment with that plan. Once you make a plan, everything is very manifestable. You can do the shit. Make a plan. Don't just set your intention, and then make a plan to get it. Make a plan to get it and watch yourself get it every time, every step. It'll happen. Boom, 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 boom. Just as you plan, as long as you plan, and stick with the plan. Don't go right or left. I said this shit 8 times. Stay in alignment. It's very important. You get a plan, you stick with that shit. It'll happen. You want to be a doctor, you get a plan, you keep going that way, and you'll be a doctor. Anything. Make your plan. Stay in alignment.
Right. How do you feel when you're still on your path, but it gets narrow because there's all these other things that are trying to push into you?
How do I feel?
Yeah, how do you feel? Like, how do you decompress? How do you widen that path a little bit more so you can have a little leg room?
Well, number one, I recognize that if things are coming in, it's coming to a point. So I'm trying to see what that point is, or just try to withstand that point. You know what I mean? Once you get past that point, then it is wide. So just realizing that no pressure is forever, and realizing that I can withstand the pressure. That's it. That's it. And that it will lighten up. I'm stronger than it.
Right,
I'm bigger than it.
Charge your phone Thursday?
Excuse me?
Charge your phone Thursday, sir?
Sure.
All right.
I'm not gonna be featuring for an hour though, so it'll work out.
True. Very true. Okay. He said it was at 100% when we started.
Yep.
David said there can only be one JUDAH1.
That's it.
There can only be JUDAH1.
That's it. Hence the name. And to send him first. You send somebody first, you can't send another first, can you? No, there's only one first. So when the Hebrews brought out the stones, they brought out a white stone and a black stone. They asked the Lord, who's going to battle first? Send Judah first. Judah's going to break the line. He's going to bust that door open. He's going to crack the defense. Judah's going to take the hit and keep going. The shit that you weren't willing to do, the shit you couldn't do. Judah's gonna go do that, and then open it up and hold the door open too, or hold the gate of the city open so the rest of everybody can come. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
3%.
All right. So leave them with your closer. It's major key for the
Okay.
for the journey. What's the major key?
Major key for the journey. Stay in alignment.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you so much, Judah. I appreciate
No
you.
doubt.
I'll be
Peace.
seeing you Saturday.
All right.
Look, he was like 3%. I'm out. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been When in the Garden. My name is Medusa Chan, and I will see you guys in about 15 minutes. Not my screen freezing. Well, I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. I don't know. This is kind of weird for me, I guess, because no HD for me over here. But it look, couldn't hold on. It was like, I'm out. But I'm sure he'll go put it on the charger and everything like that. But thank you guys. Thank you so much for just being a part of my universe. Thank you. I'm Merx. And we'll be back in about, actually, I'll be back at 9. Y'all know everything fine happens at 9 right here in the garden. So I will see you guys at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for some video games. And we'll be getting everything together. So I will see you guys later.